Imagine this. What if an AI could find a lost chapter of human history, a whole world that's been hidden for thousands of years? Well, that's exactly what we're talking about today. It's this incredible story where cutting-edge tech meets ancient archaeology. Let's get into it. So our story really kicks off with a pretty tantalizing mystery. I mean, we all kind of know this, right? That beneath the surface of our lakes and reservoirs, there are entire worlds just lying there, dormant, waiting for someone to find them again. And then, in early 2026, it actually happened. There's this massive reservoir in Turkey, the Ataturk Dam, and a drought made the water levels drop way down. And as they did, something absolutely astonishing started to poke out of the mud. These mysterious T-shaped stone pillars. And get this, they were confirmed to be 11,000 years old. I mean, what an incredible find, right? A total gift from the drought. But, and this is where it gets really good, what if it wasn't an accident at all? What if an AI, just quietly scanning the globe from space, had already flagged this exact spot? Already knew something big was hiding there? Okay, so first, let's just talk about the actual physical discovery. These pillars, they come from a culture in the Pre-Pottery Neolithic period. Now, that's an era before people were even making pottery, but somehow they were already building these massive, super complex stone structures. You've probably heard of Göbeklitepe. It's from the same time, and sites like it are totally rewriting the story of civilization as we know it. All right, now let's bring in the technological hero of this story. Because, as it turns out, this discovery wasn't just some lucky break. Nope. It was the physical proof, the confirmation of a digital prediction made by a really powerful new tool. And that tool is called SitehunterAI. The easiest way to think about it is like a digital archaeologist. It just sifts through these enormous piles of satellite data, we're talking petabytes here, looking for the faintest, most hidden clues of where ancient humans might have lived. So, the big question is, how does it actually work? Well, you can kind of see the process here. The AI just gobbles up these massive amounts of satellite imagery, runs all that data through a bunch of different analytical models, and its main job is to filter out all the noise of the modern world. Buildings, roads, all that stuff. And what comes out the other end is a clean, prioritized list of potential lost sites. Okay, so this really gets to the core of the problem the AI has to solve. How on earth does it tell the difference between just a regular old limestone hill and an ancient man-made settlement mound, what archaeologists call a tell? Well, the secret, it turns out, is all in the soil chemistry. And this right here, this is the key. You see, ancient building materials, things like lime plaster, limestone blocks, they leave behind a much higher concentration of calcium carbonate. You might see it written as CaCO3. For the AI sensors, these ancient sites literally, well, they glow with a different chemical signature compared to the land all around them. But, okay, detecting a chemical signature is one thing. How do you know for sure that it's ancient? I mean, what if it's just, I don't know, a modern farm or something? Well, for that, the AI has a secret weapon. And it's basically a time machine hidden away in declassified government archives. This timeline here shows you exactly how this works. Back in the 70s and 80s, during the Cold War, US spy satellites were secretly mapping the entire planet. Then, in 1989, the Ataturk Dam gets finished, and the whole area floods, hiding all these ancient sites. So what that means is, this old declassified data gives SitehunterAI a perfect view of the area before it was flooded. It's a pristine look back in time. And you won't believe the quality of this old data. It is just staggering. The panoramic cameras they used had sub-meter resolution. That means they were sharp enough to spot really small features from space, even way back in the 1970s. And that is the crucial point here. The AI can check what it sees today against what was there 50 years ago. So this comparison creates what the system calls a persistence decision. Basically, if the AI spots an anomaly in the modern satellite photos, and it sees the same thing in those old 1970s spy photos, boom. It flags it as persistence likely. And that's how it confirms the feature is actually ancient, not something new. And guess what? The site that just popped out of the reservoir, the one labeled N5 here, it had the highest persistence score of them all. So here's the thing. The AI didn't just find one site, it used this exact same technique to uncover an entire network. A whole lost world, really, from the dawn of civilization. The final count is, honestly, it's breathtaking. 130 high-priority candidate sites. So this isn't just one discovery anymore. This is a map to a hidden landscape that was once dotted with ancient settlements. And they're not just random dots on a map. They're clustered together in these key regions. In fact, the AI found a massive hub of 101 potential sites in just one area. That suggests this whole landscape was way more populated and organized than anyone ever thought was possible for this time period. And this brings us to the first huge hypothesis to come out of all this. And it is a big one. See, for decades, the standard thinking was humans invent agriculture, then they form complex societies. But these discoveries, in this region, they call it Taş Tepeler, which means stone hills, they flip that whole idea on its head. These 130 sites could be the evidence that massive, organized communities were building these incredible structures before they even figured out farming. Mind-blowing, right? The second hypothesis is all about geography. Finding these sites in the Samsat region, an area we always thought was only important for much, much later civilizations, well, it just dramatically extends the map of this 11,000-year-old culture. It suggests that this revolution in how humans lived, it wasn't just some small, local thing. It was a massive, widespread transformation across the whole region. So the AI has done its job. It's provided the map. And now the real-world treasure hunt begins, and it is absolutely a race against time. Right now, archaeologists are using the AI's report as a literal guide. The number one priority is to get drones in the air to map and document that site in the reservoir before the water comes back up and it's gone again. After that, they're going to start moving to the other high-priority sites, using things like ground-penetrating radar to see what other incredible structures might be lying just below the surface. You know, the work SitehunterAI is doing, it's given us a completely new way to read these faint fingerprints that the past has left on our planet's surface. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? With these new eyes, with this new technology, what other lost worlds, what other chapters of our own history are just sitting out there, waiting for us, hidden in plain sight?